The video I'm about to release has no intro or outro, specifically due to the seriousness of the content of what's going on. I feel I needed to post this video because it's very important and relatable to anybody that's on YouTube as well as any social media. And again, my condolences to those families that have perished due to the shooting. And just remember that this is a very serious topic and not to be taken lightly. I've already seen some videos that have dealt with numerology and have made light of this, and I feel that's incorrect. And you should really... People died in this event, shooting. Don't make light of it. Don't make entertainment out of it. Don't be insensitive. I understand that some people are going to grab this and try to get the views and subscribers from this, but this is not a time to do that. And even conspiracy theorists, yeah, I understand you have your methods of figuring out like the conspiracy behind this thing. Give it a week. Don't try to jump on this. This is very serious. And Felix, I'm not even going to say Pewdiepie, Felix, I know that you're probably sitting back away from the camera like, how do I respond to this? How do I handle this? This is big. This is horrible. And despite everything else that I've seen, I know that you have a very gentle personality and a very sensitive side, and you're probably getting hit hard by this. But you also have a thick skin. You've been on YouTube long enough. You've been on social media long enough not to get affected by this. I just want to say that if you need someone to talk to, you have... Well, I can't say you have 89 million people to talk to because I know not everyone's going to be a friend. But I'm just going to say that if you need someone to talk to, you can always come out and reach out to me if you want. Seriously about this, not like YouTube. So, I mean, just want to have someone to talk to about this. And just don't take it to heart. Anybody could say anything. That's all I have to say. Now on to my regular video. Hello, Wolfpack, once again. Got some disturbing news from Twitter, so I'm going to mention this into my feed. I saw a couple of videos out there, so here it is. Just heard news from devastating reports from New Zealand, Christchurch. I feel absolutely sickened having my name uttered in this person. My heart and thoughts go out to victims' families. This is a tweet from Pewdiepie. I had to look it up. What basically happened, looks like there was a massive shooting at Christchurch in New Zealand. According to New Zealand Police Commissioner Mike Bush, looks like multiple victims at 2 mosques at South Island City. Now, this in itself is relatable news, but towards the end of what was going on here, there's a live stream during this where the perpetrator said subscribe to Pewdiepie. Now all these news feeds are jumping on this. For instance, I found a website called Pays Magazine that is now going back to Pewdiepie saying that, oh, because he's all these things, they're picking on him again. And I'm going to quote what it says here. It says, we're not arguing that Pewdiepie in any way supports the shooting or agrees with the racist white supremacist sentiments behind them. Okay, that doesn't even make any sense, but moving on. We're simply pointing out that Pewdiepie does have a history of racist humor, using the N-word, playing Indian users of Fiverr to hold up signs with anti-Semitic comments. More recently, more worryingly, Pewdiepie praised an openly neo-Nazi YouTube account. Look, he's already done talking about this, and you're just harping on stuff that happened, and then some of the stuff didn't even happen. Just stuff that's been reported as happening, and now you're harping. It's like you're never going to let this die, and even this is a falsehood. Okay, I'm going to break this down piece by piece. Okay, history of racist humor. If you say something blanketed like that, Paste Magazine, anyone could be considered racist. Where do you draw the line? I mean, can you say anything, make opinion about anybody? Apparently not. So I'm going to cross that right off the list. Using the N-word. That's been done with. He dealt with that. That's And you're saying a history of this. There's no history. There was an oopsie. That's a big difference. We're all human. We make mistakes. And even then, it's completely taken out of context. I saw the clip, and it wasn't like he went like on some other YouTubers where they go up right in front of the camera and just say it, just for views or negative publicity. It was during a gameplay. Now, the only reason why they're harping on this, if it was any other gamer, would it be on here? Probably not. And paying Indian users of Fiverr to hold up signs with anti-Semitic comments, where's the proof in that? That's all I have to say. Where's the proof in that? And then more recently, more worryingly, you're publicizing and using words like worryingly. I can't even pronounce it. Praise an openly neo-Nazi YouTube account. Look, one, praised, no. I saw that video. He didn't praise anyone. He just was trying to help small channels by just going through random channels. And he even mentioned that he didn't vet some of his stuff. But why should he have to vet anything? He's just trying to help promote channels blanketly, just like, hey, these channels, take a look and see. He's not responsible for what other people do on their channel. And he's not supposed to be, and he shouldn't be. If people are going to do something on their channel that's controversial, that's on them. That's not on the person. Like, I could say, hey, I think this guy did good artwork. Now, I don't know this guy's past, and should I? Why should I care about every single thing someone else does in their whole life if I enjoy a piece of their artwork? For instance, I don't know if you see it. This picture behind me, right? I know you can't see it, and that's not a big deal. I met the guy on a street side. Awesome artist. Fantastic artist. I bought his painting. I like his painting. He actually did it freehand with fine ink. It wasn't printed. He did everything by hand. Do I know the guy's past? Not really. Do I think he's a decent person? Well, from what I talked to him for like about 10, 15 minutes. Do I care if he did something 20 years ago? Why would that even mean anything to me? What he did 20 years ago is what he did 20 years ago. And if he made up for it or if he was sorry about it, that's irrelevant. Why do we have to dig into every person's life from since they were born to critique every single thing that everybody does? Are you that bored? Are you that insecure with yourself? Are you that insecure yourself as a newspaper? Are you insecure as a reporter? Say, well, I can't find any content, so I'm going to drag up something from somebody's past 15 years ago. Case in point that's relatable to this. The director of Guardian of the Galaxy getting ousted for something that he said or posted in Twitter like X amount of years ago. I don't know, and I don't care to know. If this is getting ridiculous, you're not the NSA, you're not the CIA. You shouldn't be involved in looking at security of every single piece of information of every single person that is either connected to you or not. This is starting to become, you're starting to become what you're publicly reporting against. Just think about that. Just let that mull that over in your minds a little bit. I'm going to continue with this. And there's a reason why I'm upset about this, because you're taking a tragic event that actually affected a lot of people's lives, and that actually got a lot of people affected by this. A lot of people got killed, and you're twisting this around to, one, attack PewDiePie, which is utterly ridiculous, and two, you're dehumanizing the situation to the point where you're making it sensational news. And I'm sorry, but this is crossing a line. This is just, no one can trust news anymore because of this bull. Okay, I'm moving on. And then it says here, again, we're not saying PewDiePie inspired Islamophobic mass murder. Okay, this proves that this publication doesn't know squat. And here's why. Well, one thing, they're doing a backhanded saying like, we're not saying, but they're saying it. They're trying to they can't say it because they'd be considered slander, but they're kind of hinting at it, which is utterly ridiculous, because you're taking a situation and you're taking the publicity of what this thing is going on, and I don't know why he said what he said. Who can understand why anyone that does a thing like this does what they do? Maybe in their mind they thought, hey, since I'm on live stream, I might as well get some publicity out of this. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even have to be PewDiePie. It could be anything that's popular at the time. Anything that's, you could take anything that's viral and have anybody do a thing that's horrendous like this. And then let's say XYZ is viral, because I'm not going to actually try to connect anything to this. Let's say XYZ is viral. Then suddenly this guy does what he does. And then you say, hey, by the way, XYZ. Are you going to blame XYZ? Well, this news publication wants, I'm not even going to say news. I can't even say publication. It's just borderline slander at this point. Can you blame XYZ? No, it's just because it's the big thing of the day. And this is what's going on right now. And this is a troubling trend that is causing a disruption and be able to be creative. Is how can you be creative if you're constantly having to be nitpicky of every single person that you talk to, every single content you come across, every single song, every single article, every single channel, conversation? You'll just implode, and that's all ridiculous. There's another piece here that says, perhaps the Christchurch shooter mentioned PewDiePie as a joke. So you're implying that that's also one of those terminologies that you're kind of implying it by not implying it, by saying that perhaps it was a joke, but perhaps not. That's loud and clear. Right? That's, publications like this really irk me, because they're not reporting facts. They're just kind of indirectly implying something by what they're saying, and that's it says maybe he was trolling. Maybe it was cynical attempts to radicalize PewDiePie fans who would defend their favorite YouTuber from any accusation of wrongdoing. Whatever their intent, the only reason PewDiePie could be credibly mentioned in such a context is because of PewDiePie's own actions and poor decisions. I can't keep on reading this because it just gets worse from here. Obviously, this publication doesn't watch PewDiePie. Now, I know PewDiePie is not perfect. He has his ups and downs, his personality, nuances that everybody has. You know, he may not necessarily feel the way that everyone else feels, but not a single time that I've seen in any of these videos has he actually directly influence or dictate what anybody else should or should not do. He plays video games. He deconstructs and analyzes and makes fun of memes. He responds to a subreddit. He appreciates good work. Sometimes he makes fun of himself. Sometimes he makes fun of other people. But it's all in jest. It's all in good fun. None of what he does is meant to be taken seriously. If anything, the only flaw I see, well, everyone has a lot of flaws. The only blatant flaw I see is that he over pushes his merch, his games. He's always constantly plugging himself to the point where he gets a little bit much. But you know what? That's his channel. He has every right to do that on his channel. Anybody that's on the channel you can spend a whole video just plugging yourself, just saying, hey, buy my merch, buy my merch, buy my merch. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So, Felix, just keep doing what you're doing. Ignore these guys. Anybody could say anything to anybody. So just don't take this. I know you have probably one of the thickest skin in YouTube, but something like this could drill in very quickly because there was actual death related to this. But don't let it get to you, because you're not responsible for this. Obviously, anybody could try to blame or give credit to anybody. Just because someone says a thing doesn't mean it exists. Just because someone says a thing doesn't mean it's true. Anybody can say anything. I could say XYZ is the best thing in the world. Does it make it true? Well, there's probably 10,000 people that I could say this to that will say, okay, yeah, it is true. Just because they believe it doesn't mean it's true. It's just because they say it. I just wanted to make this video and put it out there just because a lot of people hate the whole PewDiePie versus T-Series thing. Some people are taking it way out of context, like the whole defacement. That's bad. People, if anybody you are watching this, don't deface anything like this. That's crossing a line. It's supposed to be something that's all in good fun and all in good play. Anyways, I'm going to try to put this out here. I have to edit a few things because I got a little too excitable. Not because of PewDiePie versus T-Series, but just I can see this being a trend. It's a very negative trend, and it could have serious repercussions down the line for any content creator in general. And Felix, don't let them get this to you. Don't let them get to you. I know I'm preaching to the choir in that sense, but I just want to put it out there. Wolfpack, have a good day if you can. 9-year-old bro army, just keep doing what you're doing. I know you got his back. He's got your back. So, just be there for him. Take care. Peace out.